Welcome back. It's time for the final series of the night here. Let's take a look at where we're at. We got DRG advanced to Code S 4-0. Not only defeating Turn, but also defeating MyuNgSiK there. Double wins there. MyuNgSiK, after losing that, of course, does go into the final match, not DRG. And so it will be Panic versus DRG. Also, Turn is out, so those final match players are completely incorrect and wrong.
They're not bringing DRG back to get a 6-0 or anything here. None of that. We're actually having MyuNgSiK versus Panic.
I'm like,
so don't panic, guys.
Somebody zapped me with one of those Men in Black things, and like everything I think is true is actually wrong. Like, okay, Panic versus MyuNgSiK. The rematch. Starting things off on Overgrowth.
Yep.
Panic looks sleepy. MyuNgSiK looks like he's ready to change his gum out.
Nah, man, he just put it in a piece for the first game. That's what
I
he's
hope
got.
so.
Like, doesn't want to be tune any of those old pieces.
Well, he's got up to 3 games left to play. Let's hope he's got at least 2 sticks left in that pack in case he needs it. Panic is looking super serious, super calm. I like that attitude going into a Protoss versus Protoss series that your tournament life is dependent on. Last time, MyuNgSiK was able to take the series 2-0. Can Panic turn things around? Let's go into game number 1 on Overgrowth.
Down here in the bottom left in the pink, he is
KT roster MyuNgSiK.
To the top right in the red.
StarTale Panic.
All these players are in the red, so to speak. One more loss in the best of 3, and they're out. So, last time we had them play on this map, we had a proxy from Panic. Was deflected.
Decides not to do it again. Smartly, I think. As MyuNgSiK is pretty good about scouting all the different locations. He's definitely going to do it again because he knows that kind of thing is possible. Panic himself getting a good scout of his own base.
MyuNgSiK also scouted in the previous series, even without knowing that Panic was going to do that. He's just very, very cautious of a player. Panic decides to play blind, which I think against MyuNgSiK's style is actually pretty smart. See if MyuNgSiK decides to do any 3 gateway pressure, if he's just going to play a little bit more standard in this PvP series.
Yeah. Be interesting to see MyuNgSiK do that in the first game because that's exactly what Panic did in the first game against MyuNgSiK.
Yeah.
Kind of turn the tables on him, catch him unawares. Well, the gates are down. Cores should be up.
And second gate from MyuNgSiK. And no core.
Is that a mistake or?
I think there are builds. Oh my god. I was gonna say there are builds where I suppose you could do this, but you would cut everything else to get the core. That's actually probably, if scouted properly, could be game ending.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're this late on your core, you could just do a 3 gate or even a 4 gate. Because a mothership core is be so late, you can actually just kill him. Let's see how attentive he is to this if he actually clicks on it. He has no idea yet, so he's not going to start chrono boosting work or research or anything like that. But
yeah.
Wow, I was like, well, I guess there could be some builds where you try to go rushed out double stalker with some zealot pressure, but I don't think so. Like,
so he saw it, but not really sure if he noticed or not. He's going to throw down the Stargate.
Regardless, everything's going to be a little bit behind, obviously. His tech, he rushes that out, but everything else, like his mothership core, his first stalker, all very delayed. And I wonder if we will have Phoenix versus Phoenix here. High chance of that. Doing battle here with the probes on the watchtower. MyuNgSiK holds it. And Panic is going to send this mothership core to go scout. One of the other advantages he has from having that faster core. Today we just had some really funny mistakes, I have to say.
Yeah, some of these players a bit all over the place. And look at this, 3 extra gates are added here. Or is that 2?
2 more with the Stargate. He highlighted all
okay.
3, so don't be confused, people at home.
Got a bit
Oracle
confused
versus
myself.
Oracle. This is going to be pretty nuts. And he's going to actually see this, this Oracle, obviously. And that energy he has from that faster core is going to be able to recall home. I don't know how long you should stick around,
Oh,
though.
man.
That was...
Got a bit greedy. Stayed a little too long for that extra 3rd probe and loses the mothership core.
If I like had $1,000 for every time this happened, I could just retire. I'd like move to Costa Rica. Bears get so greedy with that. Well, let's see how much damage these 2 Oracles get done. Mothership core recalling home wouldn't have been much of a helpful defensive thing for him to have because he wouldn't have any energy when it got there. But he's prepared, he sees it. Yeah, this is so funny. The Oracles just passed by the Stalkers. Stalker's not at home, mind you, though. But with that Nexus Cannon he has, only going to be able to get a few probes. Is he going to trade it?
Yeah, gets 6.
I think that's a decent trade.
And immediately drops down that Dark Shrine because he knows that if it doesn't get scouted, maybe, the robotics facility tech is a little bit behind, but it will be scouted as a... Or actually, no, that's MyuNgSiK's Oracle.
Well, yeah.
Making some mistakes myself in this game.
MyuNgSiK's Oracle comes home, but with the Dark Shrine going down, he's going to have a Robo on the defense. I mean, just blind, he made that. I mean, it's safe to make that. Saying blind implies that he's just doing it, taking a risk, but he's made this safely. It's very standard to make this, and it will finish before. Will he make a Observer? Will he make an Immortal? The answer is Immortal, actually, and that could be a problem.
Maybe expecting the Blink follow-up?
Yeah, I think that's the most common follow-up after what he had seen, so totally reasonable to assume.
Be a little bit more safe with that Nexus coming up. Doesn't want to die to any really quick Blink follow-ups.
And that's what we saw the Dark Shrine made immediately upon the Oracle dying. And look at this! Oh, that's almost Delta Quadrant-esque right there, what we saw. Is he quick on the draw with the force fields? Yes! No! He clicked on the sentries, and I really thought he would be, but he can actually just kill the Robo. No one ever does that, though, for some reason, but he could actually just kill it. The force field is like also letting him know, like, yo, you could just kill it. Why is he not making an Observer?
No, he did.
Oh, okay.
He was able to kill one of those Dark Templar.
Yeah, okay, I got so confused there for a second. Never mind. I had the units tab up instead of the production tab. I just did not think an Observer was being made. I was getting panicked.
Yeah.
So he definitely could not have just killed it. I stand corrected. He was actually trying to trap that DT with the force field. Okay, let's assess the situation. Worker counts fairly similar here. 32 in favor of MyuNgSiK versus the 28 of Panic. Panic having a slightly better army and having the Immortals. Like his army composition is just better in general.
Gets a couple more kills.
That pylon, man, I'm going to be using that in the future in all my games. I did not realize that actually reached across there. It does go over and kill it, but that's pretty sneaky.
Quite sneaky indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Robotics facility of his own coming up.
And a Void Ray.
Yeah, well, it's very good against those Immortals, of course.
It might actually just be able to ward off any sort of timing attacks by targeting down the Immortals. Now, if he makes a second Void Ray, this will turn into a completely different story. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think he will, but as Void Rays, if scouted, are fairly easily countered in this matchup, especially if you have your own Stargate.
Now MyuNgSiK, or rather Panic, moving across the map, but he has his Observer with him, and it's moving all the way across the map. There's nothing back here to stop this DT from doing a lot of damage. He's got to restart. Another Observer over here is going to have to chrono boost that guy out.
This is MyuNgSiK's moment. He's got 2 Nexi cannons.
Ooh.
And he has the Void Ray. He uses a target with the Void Ray on armored units, not on just any anti-air units like those sentries. Could actually be doing so much more with that Void Ray. That's actually really disappointing, but can now start the fight. He needs to target it, though. He's targeting it on sentries because he's focusing on his probes right now. I think he's actually ended up losing that Nexus. This DT is not being microed.
Yeah, he's focusing on this attack a little bit more, but with the second Void Ray coming out here, I think it's going to be held off just fine.
And you see that Nexus health, I actually have no idea how close it is to death. GG.
GG's out.
Okay.
Attack fails, DT doing too much damage, and MyuNgSiK is able to take game number 1.
That was a crazy game.
All these PvPs today, man, so wonky,
well, actually, it's
like
almost,
all over the
they're
place.
so crazy, it's like so hard to even follow what's happening.
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know, like we had the unit tab and the production tab switch between so many times. I got a bit flustered there. The Nexus was clearly not in death range, or he would have targeted it.
Yeah. MyuNgSiK pretty thoughtful in the booth there. Just got to think up what build is he going to do next. Because it could mean the difference between winning and losing.
Absolutely. And what's the map pick? Catalina. Our very first time.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Catalina is a really interesting map. A heavily modified version of a crazy map that was in the TL contest. Got like an octopus in the middle of it and stuff. Talk about a little bit more about the layout of this map once we get into it, but this could be our very last map of the night. Very, very tense here now for these two players. I gotta say, Panic looking really calm, all things considered. There's only one life left. MyuNgSiK going into this, definitely been the favorite. Let's go into what could be our last map of the night here, Group B of the GSL Code Season 3 for 2014.